Every time I hear that jingle, I'm just dancing along because it reminds me so much of the islands. And for those of you who don't know, I am a bona fide island girl. Okay, I was born in Canada, but islands are in my blood. Welcome to day 5 of 6 of the brand new series. Today we're talking about business systems for success. If you have been rocking with me this entire week, congratulations to you. I pat you on the back. Thank you for hanging in there. I hope you've told your friends. Um, One of the things that I find really special about this series is the fact that it was created for Black women mostly. But the truth is, a lot of what I'm sharing applies applies anywhere to any business or to any person. It's just that because it's being shared by a Black woman, which I am, this is why I say this is a broadcast for Black women, because a lot of times when I'm working with people who want to work with me, or be on the team, they say, I've been through several interviews or I've met with several agencies and several consultants, but I can't find one that looks like me. So for me, it means a lot to be someone who is a Black woman, speaking to other Black women, sharing everything that I know and everything that I've learned in my 18 years of business. So these broadcasts are really, really special to me for that reason. All right, let's jump into business systems for success. Now, today's broadcast is really a melee. I think I've used that word before, but it's a melee of everything that we've learned throughout the week. So we got started on Tuesday, and we've been talking about, hiring. We've been talking about business tools. We've been talking about systems. And today we're going to kind of mix all of them kind of together and see how they do work together to be able to create success in your business. Now, the reason why business systems are so important, business systems matter, that's the hashtag, business systems matter, it's because it's what your business is built on. It's the engine of your business. And I know some of you might not think it's important. Maybe you've been getting by with just writing things down or having Excel spreadsheets and doing things manually, but you are literally robbing yourself of time and money if you are not integrating automated systems into your business. And if you are not taking advantage of the tools and resources that can help you to create systems and create workflows, this is what business is built on. If you find that you're overworking yourself, you're working too hard, you can't get the help that you need, things are falling apart, it might be time to evaluate, well, what do my systems look like? What's my onboarding system? What's my hiring system? What's my delivery system and production system? And what is all of that? And how does it all work together? So we're going to talk about that today. The first part of systems that I want to talk about has to do with efficiency and scalability, right? So streamlining your operations. Efficiency is just another way of saying make it easier, make it faster, make it more affordable. It's efficient, right? And so you want to do this with all your systems because, again, we as Black women are not operating with the same budget as a lot of other entrepreneurs. So we want to be mindful about what we're spending in terms of time and money and where we're spending it. So being able to streamline your operations it should be your very first task. Like, how do I make things faster and better and more affordable? But the more important thing, aside from streamlining your operations, being able to streamline your operations, business systems leads to scalability. Because when you can automate as much as possible, now you have room to grow. If I don't have to spend time doing repetitive tasks, I can now put my time and my energy and my sense of being a visionary into scaling my business, making it bigger, making it better, making more money, and ultimately getting to that vision that you have for your life. We spoke about vision in the very beginning. It's about getting to that vision. And if I am streamlining my processes and if I am making everything efficient, there's no reason why I could not scale. So again, for tips for that is about identifying your repetitive tasks, any bottlenecks as well. Like, it's the most annoying thing when you're sending things down and things are getting stuck. and all of a sudden people on the other end are asking you, hey, where's that thing? And it's stuck at the bottleneck. So running through those repetitive tasks, identifying those bottlenecks, and seeing if there are any areas that could benefit from some automation in your business. By implementing streamlined processes and leveraging technology, you can optimize your workflows, save time, and allocate resources more effectively, which will help your business to grow and scale smoothly. So again, it's about growing and scaling. And maybe you haven't thought of the next level of your business. Maybe you're still here and you're trying to get it together there and you're kind of liking this level. But when you think about the fact that you want to be able to help yourself, right? And you want to be able to see that vision that you wrote down, but also consider the community. Now, not everybody is here to serve the community. People just want to serve themselves and their families, which is fine. The world is a lot. But if you are someone who sees yourself as potentially contributing to the community, maybe you have mentorship Mondays with the local high school students, or maybe you have, come to work day. You invite, a student to come and shadow you in your job, or something where you're giving back to the community. Maybe you create a group for women to come together and you do a Bible study, or you just come together and talk about, how challenging it is to be a mompreneur, or how challenging it is to be an entrepreneur, single, maybe, getting together groups, getting together community. That's the kind of thing that, for me anyways, that's the ultimate goal. I can do as much as I can for my business and live nice, and that's great. But I always want to think about, how am I helping the community? How am I improving the community? And scaling your business is one thing that will really allow you to pour into that. So our next tip is all about consistency and quality. Consistency, you've heard that word before, I know you have. I talk about it a lot when it comes to branding. So consistency and quality is about ensuring your deliverables. You promise stuff to clients or to anyone, contacts in your network. Things are promised. Be consistent with those promises, and also with the quality of what you deliver. And you will find that, people are shouting your name from the rooftops, shouting your brand name, your business name from the rooftops, because they really enjoy working with you. It's such a smooth process because you have all your automation and your system set up, and working with you is like a breeze. Like, you want to get those testimonials. So consistency and quality are crucial for building a strong brand reputation. Again, you want to be known for, this person's stuff is always on time. I can rely on them. I can set my watch to them according to when they are available for meetings or when they go to certain events. Having that level of reliability is really, really great to be passed around as people talk about you when you're not in the room. Establishing business systems helps to ensure that deliverables, products, and services consistently meet high standards. Now, we used to have something, when I was in corporate, we used to have something called quality assurance. And there's an entire department of people who double check everything. And this is especially for, like, we're sending proposals or presentations to high profile clients. We send that to quality assurance, and they double check everything. That's the level that you want to get to, where you have a quality assurance department, someone who is, it doesn't even have to be a whole department. Maybe you have a proofreader. You have some measure of double checking whatever is going out before it goes out, to make sure that it is consistent, make sure that it is branded well, make sure that it is, according to your brand voice, your tone, your messaging, and all of that. And this is how consistency is built, and this is how trust is built, because now I know every time I see this company's proposals, I know what to expect. I know what to see in there. I'm not going to see any typos. It's all wonderful to experience, and that's the level that you want to get to. Documenting your standard operating procedures. So you might come across that term in your business. Short form is SOPs, standard operating procedures. Documenting that. And again, I know saying it is a lot easier than doing it, but I urge you as much as possible, if there's something that you're doing that's a repetitive task, make step-by-step notes. Take screenshots of each step. And yes, it takes time in the beginning, but once you have it, Now, when you bring people on board, you just say, here, take this. That's your training. And if you have questions, come talk to me, because it will save you a lot of time. Training takes time. We spoke about this on Thursday. Training takes time, and you want to do other things with your time. If you hire a new person every week for 2 or 3 weeks, you don't want to be going through that training again, right? You have like a set video that they can watch, they can take notes. And then in your next weekly meeting, they're asking you questions about what they learned in the training, as opposed to you spending all this time training them and then still having to go through questions. So definitely document all your procedures, whether it's onboarding new clients, your process for hiring people, your process for creating your products, your process for social media management. Maybe you only want posts to go out on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at a certain time. Put all of that in. And what programs do they use? Take the time. If you have to take 2 days, a week, 2 weeks to put together that documentation, it's going to save you, and it's going to serve you so well. You are going to be so happy, and you are very welcome. Having your processes, your procedures documented, and having a roadmap for your team, ensuring that every task is executed with precision and excellence. So the roadmap is really just about what's from one level to the next. You might have multiple systems. After I onboard a client, now there's the system of setting up maybe it's their web development project or their consulting project. And what's the roadmap? How do you get through those systems and through those processes? It's all a thing. And it doesn't matter the size of your business. It could be just you. Maybe you want to document those processes just for yourself. So when I get up in the morning, okay, I'm onboarding a client today, let me check my steps. And that is super important when you want to stay consistent. It's not just about doing it all willy-nilly every time you get a new client. Always check your steps. After a while, it becomes second nature. But having those processes for yourself is also very important. My next tip is about team collaboration and empowerment. So again, we spoke about hiring and working with teams on Thursday. And having effective collaboration is another way of empowering your team. It's not fair to turn around and blame team members for this and for that when there haven't been measures put in place to make sure that you are collaborating effectively. You want to have clearly defined roles. Everybody knows what their role is. Everybody knows what they're responsible for. And you want to set expectations to eliminate confusion and promote accountability. So one thing that we used to do in, I can't remember which job it was, but we had a buddy system. And I feel like it's something that should never die, especially as you get older and you are working through your business and maybe even, bringing on bigger and greater teams. Having that buddy system, and this person doesn't even have to be in your company, but having someone to hold you accountable there's nothing like it, because it's like when you hire a personal trainer, right? And they call you up and they're like, hey, you come into the gym, or hey, what did you eat today? Someone who's going to check in on you to make sure that you're doing things that you're supposed to be doing. And having a buddy system with your team could be very beneficial if you find that there's not enough accountability. So maybe you assign somebody to work with somebody else, or maybe it's you. You assign someone to work with you as your accountability partner, or you become somebody else's accountability partner to help them stay on top of the things that they're supposed to do. But this is how you work together as a team and make sure that things are getting done, right? Implement collaborative tools and communication channels that facilitate seamless information and sharing and teamwork. So that's your project management platform. We spoke about that yesterday, I believe. And when it comes to communication channels about projects, it should all live on the project management platform. You want to have clear and open communication channels when it comes to working with your team and collaborating with people, because you can't afford for things to fall through the cracks. You can't afford too many mistakes and misunderstandings. The first time, great, you made a mistake, but that gives you an opportunity to learn what not to do next time and really fortify your communication systems and channels. And this is the kind of thing that helps to build up teams. When you have that communication, you're able to, respond to questions, you're able to give people feedback, especially if you have interns on board, give them feedback so that they can grow into a better professional. And it's important to remember that when your team feels empowered and supported by well-defined systems, they perform at their best. I've never seen teams perform better than when they have all the information that they need to do the job that they need to do. If there are things missing, then they have to keep coming back to you, taking your time, taking their time. But when everybody has what they need, whether it's communication or an accountability partner, or they need feedback, or they need support, when you, I mean, yourself, you've worked on teams, or you've worked with people where you felt supported, where you felt like, you know what, I can really grow from working on a team like this because I'm learning so much. That's the kind of thing that goes a long way with team collaboration. Just having that culture of support, of feedback, of growing each other, not judging, but making sure that everybody is firm on the expectations. Everybody knows what the processes and the systems are. Man, that's like a well-oiled ship. Everything is running so well, and you'll see how your business grows from that, from having that type of a collaborative team. So that's super important. The next tip is about customer experience and enhancing a customer's satisfaction. Now, we've all witnessed a great customer experience, and we've all witnessed a horrible customer experience. And a lot of times this is where you can draw from those experiences to determine how you want to run your business. I've had some great experiences at XYZ restaurant or an XYZ shop, or I've had some horrible experiences with this consultant or with that agency. And now you can pick apart and say, I'm not going to run my business like that. I'm going to do this instead, right? And make sure you do that. Or I really like what they did there. Let me see if I can incorporate something like that. Maybe it was a welcome package, or maybe it's a weekly check-in. My executive assistant sent me a Starbucks gift card when I was traveling one time, which was a super great, surprise, and a great gift. And things like that, having those kind of personal touches implemented as part of your system, those things go a long way when it comes to customer experience. So creating business systems goes beyond your internal operations, and it feeds into the customer experience. So what you want to do is map out your customer journey and identify, the touch points. So the customer journey might look like, let's say you're doing an advertising campaign. The customer sees your ad, they click on the ad, and the first thing they're going to want to see is information about what you're selling. If you take them to some other page that has nothing to do with what you're selling, or you're just trying to rope them in to get their email, that's a quick way to get that whole process to fall apart. But when you think about the customer experience, okay, I just saw an ad for your business. Let's say it's a new shampoo. Okay, I click, I want to see how much it is. Usually people want to see how much it is. Okay, that shampoo is $10. Okay, what can you tell me about it? What are the ingredients? And you kind of take the customer through this process, and you want to think through each step, and you want to think about, how am I going to show up for each step? Whether it's, making sure that you're branded every step of the way. We see your colors, we get your messaging, it's your tone of voice, or there's something special, like maybe you're giving away, I don't know, a coupon, or you're giving away a special gift package if they enter their email for a contest. There's always little touch points along the way, and you want to think about, what does that experience, what does that journey look like, and how can I make it better? You want to implement your customer relationship management system, which we spoke about yesterday. So that's all about automating customer support and the processes, and making sure that you prioritize the personalized communication. So there's, automation goes a long way, but at some point you want to make sure that you are actually touching base with this customer and making them feel like a person, right? Like you're actually speaking person to person. So having personalization as part of that customer experience is important. And then just remember that by providing a seamless and exceptional customer experience, you foster loyalty and you gain a competitive edge. So now, excuse me, now people are talking about you over your competitors because you're doing such a fabulous job on the customer experience level that they can't help but shout your name in the streets. So again, it goes a long way in helping to build clout for your brand and build more credibility and trust and loyalty for your brand as well. So the next tip may be out there for some of you, but stick with me or let me know if it is out there for you. It's about making data-driven decisions. And I think I did touch on this in another stream, but it's all about using the information that you have to determine how to move forward, as opposed to thinking, I got to move forward, let's just go this way. Or I got to move forward, let's just go that way. Now, you don't have to do that. You don't have to guess where you're going, because there are lots of tools, lots of systems that will provide you data for you to be able to decide precisely where you should go next, how you should go, what you should spend, who should you take with you. There are lots of tools that you can reference to be able to do that. So having, leveraging your analytics, this enables you to collect data leading to informed decision making. You would implement analytical tools to gather insights into key performance indicators like customer behavior, market trends. You can also use tools to determine how well you're working as a team. So in your project management platform, if everyone on your team is tracking their time, you're going to be able to say, my company spent 150 hours last week in production, or my company spent 30 hours, 2 months ago on administration, which is having meetings and answering emails and phone calls and whatnot. And maybe you want to bump that up because you realize, you know what, the more that we're in the administration phase, it's the more business that's coming in. So now you decide, okay, do I need to bring more people in to make phone calls? Do I need to bring more people in to help with customer service? Or you might see, okay, we do not spend enough time on business development. Let me bring in some business development people. Like, looking at the analytics in your project management platform it's going to really help you determine how to move your workforce, how to move your team, whether it's you need to get more people or let some people go because you have too many team members. It really, really helps you to decide, what to do next. You don't have to make decisions about your business just off the top of your head. You can really reference some tools, some analytics to be able to get precise about what you should be doing. By leveraging data, you can identify opportunities for improvement. Like I mentioned, doing more of something or less of something. Make strategic decisions and adapt your business strategies to achieve better results. So data-driven decision-making is big for fueling growth in your company. You want to grow, look at the data. If you're saying, okay, I want to make $1 million this year or next year. This year I made 500,000. That just means I got to double everything that I was doing, right? So if I did 20 hours of administration last year, I know I need to do 40 hours next year because I want to double everything that I'm doing. Or if I did, 100 hours of marketing last year, I know I need to do 200 hours the next year because I'm doubling everything that I'm doing. I want to double my revenues. So using that data, using analytics, even looking at things like your web analytics, and we spoke about this as well, where if I see on my website that a lot of people came to visit my website yesterday. And yesterday is the day that I posted that new blog about um, online tools. Then I know I need to post more about online tools as opposed to saying, okay, well, let me talk about marketing, let me talk about public relations, let me talk about digital advertising. Actually, no, people really loved hearing more about all of these online tools. So you don't have to waste time doing things that don't matter and that people are not going to listen to. You have the information right there that tells you exactly what to write about. You might even see, hey, we got a spike in our on our website when we posted a video 2 weeks ago. So you might say, okay, you know what? I'm going to make a video about online tools because I got a spike about online tools and I got a spike about making video. So let's combine them and see what happens. And you'll find that a lot of times you're able to, just test the waters, see what works and what doesn't work to be able to come up with a system that is specifically for your business and that is going to work. So that's all about making data-driven decisions. And if you want to learn about collecting data, I'm going to share my information at the end. You can book a free discovery call because I know that when it comes to data, that's not everybody's forte. You're likely going to hire someone to have to deal with all of that, or who might do an assessment on your business based on your data and tell you what kind of moves you need to make going forward based on data, as opposed to, well, you should do this because whatever. No, let's just know the facts so that we can make some real decisions. All right, so our next tip is about continual improvement and embracing iteration. And I'm smiling over continual improvement because I believe I've mentioned several times during this week how important it is to always be learning, always finding some way to learn something new, whether you're reading an article, you're watching a video, you're listening to a podcast, you're reading a book, you're taking a course, or even just networking with people. I mean, you could learn something new every day, sometimes just by connecting with people, right? So successful business systems embrace the concept of continual improvement, which means you regularly assess your systems, you gather feedback from your team and customers, and identify areas for refinement. So this is where learning comes in the form of learning about your business. And one thing that a lot of businesses do is they'll put out a survey, either internally or externally, to get firsthand feedback on your brand and on your business and how things are running. So that's one way that you can really take in, like, what are people actually saying, as opposed to guessing it. You will have that information firsthand by doing things like surveys. Embrace a culture of innovation and iteration, encouraging your team to suggest improvements and explore new technologies or methodologies. Do not be afraid of technology. Do not be afraid of AI. As a matter of fact, anytime you hear of something new coming out, like the metaverse, for example, jump right in and learn it as much as you can, because there's no telling which of these things are going to take off. Facebook came, and truthfully, when I first heard about Facebook, I was like, I don't like, how do I use this? What is it? But if I was smart, I would have jumped in and learned everything about it. Well, how can it be used? And look for new and innovative ways to use a thing, because now, again, this is going to set you apart. You're not just coming into a tool and learning a new thing and keeping it to yourself. You're now able to share about it. You can give tips about it, the do's and the don'ts about it. And when you are first in line to release and to share this information, you get all the traffic. It's exactly like the media. The media loves a good story, and if they could be the first to break a story, they get all the attention, right? A lot of them will ask for exclusives because they're going to get all the attention, all the traffic, all the website visitors. So it's the same thing, that when there are new technologies, you want to embrace them and you want to see, how can I integrate this into my business, and how can I teach some people about this and teach people about these new innovations, which will, again, make you stand out. And just know that when you are evolving your systems on a regular basis, you adapt to changing business landscapes and you stay ahead of the competition. Just remember that. Delegation and work-life balance is my next tip. And this is all about empowering yourself. So this lines up with when we were talking about hiring. This lines up with hiring because I don't know many people who have a vision to be working to the bone day in and day out for the rest of their life. Obviously, you want to strike some balance, right? You want to be able to have leisurely evenings and weekends. You want to take vacations. You want to explore. And oftentimes, it's when you're in these states and phases of work life balance and stepping back for a bit, you'll see innovation and vision come through like with such clarity. Because sometimes you need to just step back and step away and just let everything flow out of your mind, and then keep your mind open to what is it that God wants to download to you. Sometimes you get into these moments of stillness and quietness, and God just downloads vision, downloads ideas, and gives you different things that you can do for your business. And so being able to delegate, I said this before and I'll say it again, do not go it alone as much as possible. Try to find people to work with so that you can delegate your work and take care of yourself, number one, but also be able to come back fresh for your business, because you don't get to 18 years in business by just constantly charging at it. I did it for so long, and then it's like one day my eyes opened up and I realized, I can take a break. I can take a step back. I can explore other things that I like to do. And you would really be surprised. The clarity that comes through, the vision that comes through, and now you have new things that you can implement into your business. Sometimes you might get confused about something to do with your business, or how do I grow it, or maybe you are on the verge of quitting. You feel like, I've done all I can do. What should I do? And it's about stepping back in those times. There are times where I've gotten really, really frustrated and didn't know what to do. And I just shut down my computer and I went and sat on the couch and just started to breathe and relax. And, you end up taking the rest of the day off and realize, you know what, I needed that time so I can really just decompress and then come back fresh and ready to go. So having that work-life balance is so super important. And going back to what I said about documenting your processes. So now if I have documented my processes, everything from checking emails and following up with clients, or, answering the phone, whatever it is, if I have those processes documented and I want to bring on a VA for a week while I take off, here's your processes. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's say it's a week or 2 weeks before you want to take some time off. Let me know if you have questions. And then they have a week to run through everything and make sure it's going according to plan. And when you feel comfortable, you say, okay, I'm taking off. Have a good week. I will see you on the other side. So having those processes documented will really, really, really help you when you are ready to have some balance in your life, away from always being stuck and drilling down in your business. And then just think about the benefits, right, of a work-life balance. A lot of us suffer some real health problems because we are stressed, especially as Black women. I mentioned before that we work super hard. Black women in business work super hard. We make $24,000 a year on average, and we work hard for that $24,000 a year. So being able to take a step back and just be with family, be with yourself, do your hair, do your makeup. I've been, practicing makeup this whole week. Can you see the colors? I don't know if they're coming through, but taking time to do things like that, it's really, really important to the soul. It's really important to your spirit, to have that balance. Right? It can't be all about work. And I know even when you're just starting, you're hustling hard and you're doing what you got to do. But remember that there's only one you. And if anything were to happen to you, there goes your business. You want to build it to the point of legacy before you step away. But having that balance is, I can't stress it enough. Work should not be your entire life. Although, it's what we do most of the day, most of the week, right? But think about the fact that you're important. Your family is important and they love you and they want to spend time with you. Even your friends, they love you, they want to spend time with you. Um, and setting yourself up to be able to take those breaks, I think you will have such a fruitful life, a full and fruitful life because of it, because you won't be missing out on a lot of things, um, because you're always working. So I really, really hope you take that part seriously. The work life balance part is super, super important. Work is important. Yes, we work hard. Yes, we got bills to pay. But, one thing you can do for yourself, I actually started doing this year. One thing you can do is every other week have a waste girl day. A waste girl day is one of those days where you just don't want to do anything. You don't have the patience, you don't have the strength, you don't have the mindset. It's just not there. But what I want you to do in before you are forced, because some days you plan to work, but you're just foggy and it's not happening and you have to step away. Before you get to that point, you should pre-schedule, anticipate a day every other week, or even half a day, at least half a day, where you get up in the morning and your day is yours, or your half day is yours. Okay, you want to sit and read for most of the morning. You want to go for a walk. You want to go shopping. You want to go meet a friend for brunch. Just get out. Just do it. Just every 2 weeks. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Write it down. Every 2 weeks, schedule a waste girl day. Just forget the work and do it, because if you find yourself pushing yourself, if you find that you're pushing yourself, that's a great way to lead to stress, anxiety, maybe depression. But allowing yourself that time to step back, it's going to do wonders for you. So I'm hoping that this is helpful for you guys. I would love to invite you to book a free discovery call with me. Discovery call is all about just let's learn about what you're doing. Let's learn about where you're at, and maybe there's a specific problem that you need some help with that I can answer or point you in the right direction. So definitely feel free to book a free discovery call. If you are not already following me on Instagram, my handle is at I am Sandra Gabriel. I'm going to be sharing, and I've already started sharing clips from my back in the day videos. Sharing some newer clips coming up soon, just talking about branding, entrepreneurship. There's some funny stuff in there. There's some dancing videos in there too, for a little comedy relief. And also, if you want to join my guest list, just hit me up on sandragabriel.com. It's right on the homepage. As you scroll, you'll see join my guest list. And that's where I am sharing more resources, more tools, more insights. As I learn things, I share them with you so you can join my guest list for that. For those of you who don't know me, maybe this is your first stream. I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years. I am about that entrepreneur life. And I'm the president of public relations and communications at Verb 360. We're an international advertising and communications agency. And I've recently merged, so my business merged, but I didn't want to just leave consulting. Most of my clients were Black women, small businesses or startup businesses. And I wanted to continue to serve that sector. So here I am, offering consulting services for those who just need help navigating, their entrepreneurial journey. I know it's not always easy, but I am here to encourage you. Don't forget, maybe some of you are watching on YouTube right now. Please subscribe. Why not? There's going to be one more video coming, and that one is all about embracing your calling. So we're gonna have church. I'm just gonna put it out there. We're gonna have church tomorrow, guys. We're talking about purpose. We're talking about God's will. We're sharing scripture. So I really hope that you all come. If you need a reminder, check out sandragabriel.com. There's a brand new live link below there. And I'll be sending out a reminder about 20 minutes before we jump into the session. So just to wrap up what we're going to be creating business and foundation for sustainable success, streamlining operations, ensuring consistency and quality, foster that team collaboration, and enhancing your customer experience. These are some of the main ways that you're going to see systems in your business and use systems in your business. Leveraging data-driven decision-making, embracing continual improvement, and empowering yourself through delegation so that you can achieve a work-life balance is all part of your business systems. So lastly, don't forget, business systems empower you to optimize your operations, seize growth opportunities, and build a thriving business that aligns with your vision and your values. And you just need to embrace it. Embrace the power of systems. Embark on the journey of success. And I'll see you tomorrow.